Hello everyone, welcome to Cukmekerb's coding class. Today, I'm going to show you how to use Git. Now, I was looking around and I realized every single Git tutorial on YouTube is longer than 15 minutes. So I figured I would make my own Git tutorial that is more concise. So let's get started. So the first two commands you'll want to learn or know with Git are git init and git clone. So I'm going to go into my code thing. I'm just make a directory called git_tutorial, and then I can cd into git tutorial. Okay, so once you're in this directory, you can convert it into a Git repository, which basically means that the version control system will be working on every single file inside of this directory. And all you have to do that is run git init. And now this is a Git repository. Now, the other command that is useful to know is git clone. So as you can see, you type in git space clone and then, the URL to the hosted Git repository that you want to clone. You press enter, and then this gives me an error because the keymaster folder already exists. But if I just delete that folder and then I run git clone again, you'll see cloning into keymaster, so it clones based on the name of the repository. And usually it doesn't take this long. There we go. And then I can just cd into keymaster. And the next thing you probably want to know is if you want to see old commits, you just run git log and it'll open this. You can use the arrow keys to scroll up and down and press Q to exit. And this will just say like who did it, when they did it, and the commit message, which you should use to describe what you did. Don't just put changes in there. Anyway, once you have this Git repository and you've made some changes to it, you probably want to commit those changes. So there's a couple of things you'll need to do, and it's not incredibly straightforward, but it makes sense once you understand it. So I'm going to make two files, but first let's just do nano test.txt. Hello, this is a test. Okay, now I'll do nano test1.txt. Hello, this is another test. Now we can see that my changes are being tracked by Git if we run the command git status. You'll see we have these two files and they're both highlighted in red. What that means is that if we were to commit our changes right now, no changes would be made because they haven't been staged. And to stage a file, all you have to do is run git add and the name of the file. However, if you want to do multiple files at the same time, you should just go and type git add dot and it'll add everything in the current directory and its subdirectories. So what you can do is just go into the root folder of your Git repository and run git add dot and it'll just stage all your changes. Now if we run git status again, you can see they're green, which means that the changes are now ready to commit. Another thing you can do is you can run git diff. If you type this in, it'll have nothing because the changes are already staged. However, if you do git diff head, which means basically the last commit, normally you will see a little thingy that shows you all the changes you have made, but since there are no commits before this commit, there's no difference to show. Anyways, once you've added those files, you probably want to commit them. All you have to do is run git commit, and then you want to run -m flag, which will leave a commit message. So I'll just do setup files. Now, if I run git log, you'll see I have one commit there. And if I run git diff, you'll see there's nothing. And if I run git diff head, there's also nothing. Now, I'm going to do one other thing. I'm going to nano test1.txt, and I'm going to add a period at the end of it. Now, git diff head, and you'll see minus hello, this is another test, plus hello, this is another test, period. So it effectively marks the change as having erased the entire line and then added the entire copy of the line to it, which seems counterintuitive, but it works, so doesn't matter. So now to add it, git add dot, git commit -m, add period to test1, and now my change has been committed. Now I'm going to show you how to use git branches. So to make a new branch, all you do is type git branch and the name of the branch. So now this will not take you into the branch. To switch branches, all you have to do is run git checkout new _ branch. And now we're in the other branch. Now let's do another thing. I'm just going to change this file. I'm going to add another period to it, to the first file. Press enter. Now we can git add dot, git commit -m, add period to test, and now we have a commit on this branch, but if we git checkout master, which is the default branch, you'll see in our git log that we do not have that commit. So if we check out back to this branch and we run git log, the commit is there. So to merge these changes, all you have to do is check out back to master, and then you just do git merge and the name of the branch. And there it is. It's merged. And that is the very, very basics. Now, if you want to push this repository to remote, all you have to do is run git remote add and then the URL and whatever. So let's just do that as an example, and then I can do git push, and if you run that, there is no default remote. So you have to do the name of the remote that you want to push to. And to set a default remote, all you have to do is add -u, and then you also have to add the branch name there. And it's going to give me an error that I don't have permission to do that, but now if I run git push, it doesn't work because it errored out. But if it hadn't errored out, then that would become the default, like place to push to, and you can just run git push, and that is per branch. So if you switch to a different branch, you can set the default remote to a different URL so that it's a different branch on your remote, thereby making it possible to run git push from wherever you are, and it'll just push to the origin on whichever branch you're on, and you don't have to worry about accidentally pushing to the wrong branch. You just have to set it, and then you're done. And that's basically all you need to know if you want to use Git. Now, if there's merge conflicts and stuff, that can get pretty complicated, but don't really worry about that until you come across it, and then look up a tutorial specifically for merge conflicts. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, template engines are the coolest thing ever.